Today we're going to talk about cold winter starting a diesel engine. This is a M35A2C. It has a multi-fuel Hercules diesel in it. Diesels are notoriously hard to start at cold temperatures. I'm talking temperatures in the teens and below, especially when it starts getting below 0 Fahrenheit. You got a lot of options when it comes to starting these. Originally, the older trucks would have had a manifold heater here. This is a newer one. The military has switched out to ether injection, which is that system right there. But you also have other options for cold winter starting. Today we're discussing plug-in style block heaters, pad heaters, fuel filter heaters. On the sides of these trucks you have freeze plugs. This is a 2-inch freeze plug. You can get a 600 watt heater to go into that. You have another freeze plug back here. If you want to double up, you can put two 600 watt heaters in these. You also have 1-inch NPT fittings on these. There's one right here. I've been told that a Cat's, I believe it's 11602, 600 watt 1-inch thread-in heater will fit there. It does not on this truck, but I think that's because it's a newer truck and the thermostat housing is slightly different than the older trucks. Some people recommend putting it into the water pump down here by removing the line that goes to your cab heater, moving that up to this location and putting the heater right into the water pump. I wouldn't do that. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a inefficient place to have it mounted. I've been told that it works. I imagine that it does. But taking a temperature with a rectal thermometer in your mouth works too, and you wouldn't do that. So that's my opinion on that. On the other side, you have a oil cooler back here. And way down here on the bottom, the second plug back. See if I can see it here. That second plug there is a coolant plug, and the 1-inch heater will thread into that as well. Down here on the bottom you got your oil pan. Another style heater, if you don't want to heat your coolant, is to stick pad heaters to the oil pan. You can also get in-pan heaters, but those usually require that you drill and weld the bung into the pan and stick the heating element straight into the pan. The benefit of heating the oil directly is that, for one, it helps the oil pump to pick up the oil more rapidly and lubricate the motor sooner than a coolant heater does, because with the coolant heater your oil's down here in the pan and it's still going to be quite cold. So the coolant heater really doesn't benefit warming the oil any. Other style heaters you can get would be a heater for your fuel filter. That heats the fuel before it goes into the combustion chamber. You can also get battery heaters that go around the batteries. You can get a dipstick heater that heats the oil in the dipstick, but those are really low wattage and not real effective. Magnet heaters that you can stick right to the side of the oil pan or the block, also not real effective. Your best bet for a plug-in style heater is going to be either the freeze plug type that goes into the freeze plug. There's also a tank type, circulating type, which is basically a heater inside a small housing that you mount on the inside of your fender well, and a hose from the back drain of the block runs into the heater and then back up to the top to the manifold, and it heats the water and circulates it through the block. Those come in wattages from 850 to 1500 and are really efficient. If I were going to put a heater on this truck, that's the route I would go. The numbers I have seen, these heaters that thread in here or go into the block freeze plug take a while to warm the motor up. But the numbers I saw on the tank style heater, the 1500 watt it was, in 2 hours it took the water temperature up to about 118 degrees in the head and manifold area. Which is a lot faster and a lot higher than the 600 watt heater will in that amount of time. So those are basically your options on heaters. Price ranges vary from $15 for the freezer plug type up to $75 to $100 for the oil pan type, depending on wattage. You can get them cheaper in the $30 and $40 range, but the watts are real low on those. The heaters, the thread-in style, those run about $25, depending on your source. It's colder than hell out here, so I'm going in. Good luck.